everybody, and welcome back to the KK Zone. As always, I am Kara Kaufman, and I am here to talk about the Yankees. Yep, that is what I'm gonna do. I'm really excited to talk about this team. Man, it has not been easy watching our guys play this week, y'all. I don't know, they are just in some kind of funk. That's the best way I can describe it. I mean, we all know how talented this team is, but so far in the past 2 days, they've played Tampa twice and lost, looking pretty bad doing it twice. And it's even worse because actually Tampa has played pretty poorly too. Not against us, mind you. They are 4 out of 5 against us, which is, bad. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the team. I'm going to find some positive things to talk about because nobody wants to be a negative Nancy all the time. Alright, I'm going to jump right in and recap both games in one. I'm giving myself 2.5 minutes to recap Friday night's and Saturday afternoon's games in all their glory. Ready, set, go. Friday night at the stadium. The crowd is ready in the Bronx to see the Yankees take on their division rival Rays, and boy were they disappointed. Yankees got blown out 8-2 on Friday night, and it wasn't even against one of the Rays' good pitchers. Michael Wacha, not that good, looked like a Cy Young candidate against us. On the Yankees side, they went with the opener strategy, which backfired immediately as Nick Nelson in the first inning gave up 2 runs as he opened for Michael King, who did provide 3 scoreless but not enough length. The bullpen got victimized by bad defense. Rougned Odor in particular made 2 truly horrendous plays behind poor Luis Cessa, who allowed 4 runs, of which only 1 was earned. That's no good. And then Lucas Luetge pitched 4 innings. And I say this because 2 things. First of all, if Lucas Luetge is pitching the most innings in a game, you're probably losing that game. True tonight. And good for Lucas Luetge, though, because he saved the bullpen. If your opener-starter combo gives you fewer than half of the innings in the game, 4 in this case, your bullpen is pretty much screwed over for the rest of the series. Luetge saved them, fantastic, well done, but the Yankees lost big. Their only scoring was on a Giancarlo Stanton 2-run homer, which is fun to see, but not going to be enough. Yikes. So, after that game, Aaron Boone said of his team, it's got to be better. He called them out pretty harshly, correctly so. They're not playing very well. And hopefully that will light a fire under them, but that fire was not evident coming out Saturday afternoon. Tyler Glasnow for the Rays pitched extremely well, although in the first and second innings he had no control and walked 4 guys. How many runs did the Yankees score off of that? Just 1. Not going to be enough. They couldn't take advantage while Glasnow was on the ropes a bit, and he, as most great pitchers do, found it and pitched further on to the game looking really sharp and practically unhittable. On our side, Jordan Montgomery looked pretty good on Saturday. He allowed 3 runs in the 6+ innings he pitched. Unfortunately, 2 of the 3 hits were homers, so that accounts for the scoring. And this back-breaking 2-run home run later in the game was more poor defense when Kyle Higashioka threw a great ball to second base to nab Manny Margot trying to steal, and the ball got under Torres' glove. Was not, therefore, out of the inning, and the next guy up hit a 2-run bomb. That's what happens. Do little things wrong, and they come back to bite you in the butt. On the other side of that, it was nice to see Montgomery go deep. It was nice to see him pitch okay. Nice to see Aaron Judge have an RBI. 6-3 is better than 8-2, but overall, still not what you want. I think that about sums it up. I mean, not a lot to cheer about in these 2 games. You want to look at the bright side? Stanton homered. Rougned Odor, despite making those terrible 2 errors in the first game on Friday, did hit his first Yankee home run on Saturday, and it was a bomb into the bleachers in left field. That's what the Yankees brought him on to do, to see if some of that big power could play in Yankee Stadium. This one was a home run anywhere. It literally went into the bleachers, which is a over 400-foot blast. So that's cool to see, but again, it was not enough since the Yankees were already down big at that point. I thought it was an encouraging start for Montgomery. He needed more run support, but overall, his stuff looked pretty good. And, I don't know, beyond that, the worst thing that happened, I think, in the 2 games was poor Gary Sanchez, who, frankly, doesn't get enough credit. So in the Friday game, the pitching was all over the place. Their errors behind them allowed too many men on base. And I watched Gary Sanchez make several good blocks on balls in the dirt that saved runs on more than one occasion. So props to Gary for that. Unfortunately, on Saturday, he got hit in the hand by a foul tip in his throwing hand, non-gloved, and it swelled up so badly he had to come out of the game. That's dreadful. Also looked super painful. He took an at-bat after that happened, but then after that, just got too big and puffy. The good news, I guess, is the x-rays came back negative, so they say it's just a bruise, but the hand is tricky, and you have to get a grip on the baseball if you're going to be a catcher. So hopefully he's okay. Other bright spots? Here's my favorite one. It was Jackie Robinson Day. on, in fact, Thursday. Yankees didn't play Thursday, so they celebrate on Friday. That's a really fun thing to see in baseball. Everyone on the field is wearing number 42, which, if you're watching your own team, is fine. Watching other teams, kind of hard to know who's who, but worth it in the end because paying tribute to Jackie Robinson and his incredible legacy and everything that he had to go through to make baseball beginning to approach the more equitable game we all hope will end up being really huge, really lovely gesture. Great. Additionally, some of the athletes were able to wear custom cleats. Aaron Judge had a really cool pair of cleats honoring Jackie Robinson's legacy, and everyone was wearing Jackie Robinson socks. So, you know, everything that's not a normal Yankees uniform piece looks weird with the pinstripes because it's so iconic and clean and classic. And so having these sort of Brooklyn Dodger with the Dodger blue around the darker blue socks looked a little bit jarring at first. That being said, so cool. I mean, the game being played in New York, just a short way from where Jackie played in Brooklyn. Awesome. That was really great to see and almost made up for the fact that the Yankees are playing basically unwatchable baseball. I still think they'll come around. Some more positivity, because we all need it, is two things. One of which is that the Yankees, as of Saturday morning, and still true because they lost the game today, had the worst record in the American League. I'll wait a second for that to sink in because that is unconscionable and unfathomable and all kinds of other unwords, including makes me unhappy. But that's the first time that's been the case apparently since April of 1998. Which makes us feel a little better only because in 98, of course, the Yankees stormed back into contention and won the World Series pretty handily. Now, I'm not predicting right here the Yankees are going to win the World Series, and playing like this, they certainly won't. But, point is, it's early. And similarly, the Yankees got off to a 5-8 start. They are now 5-9 as of my filming this, but 5-8 is they've gotten off to that kind of start thrice over the past 6 years, which is, no fun to watch. But that includes 2019, when, if we remember, the Yankees won 103 games and the American League East. So, a 5-8 start, even a 5-9 start, is not insurmountable at all. However, to make that hope sing, they have to actually be playing baseball that looks like it's going to be better, and haven't really seen it yet. The Rays, especially, is frustrating because they've been playing terribly as well. Against everybody except the Yankees, they've been absolutely dreadful. Our division in general has not looked great, minus the Red Sox, who still look surprisingly okay. So we'll see how this shakes out, but really the Yankees are doing nothing well right now, and you really can't win games doing nothing well. Looking ahead, tomorrow is the finale of the series the Yankees already lost. You hope to not get swept in the Bronx. And you are optimistic about that because Garrett Cole is pitching, and he has, unlike everybody else, been the one person performing up to expectations. He's looked great. So hopefully he can give us a really good start against the Rays, and at the very least, they can salvage the last game of the series. And hey, every day is a new day to start a winning streak. All they have to do is play to even a remote percentage of their potential, and they will start scoring a lot of runs and therefore winning a lot of games. So maybe tomorrow's that day. Let's all hope so. I almost forgot there is more good news that I meant to give you while I was filming, but didn't remember until just now. And it's, it's going poorly when the best news of the week is the whiteboard of doom? Well, it's not great when you have to come to the whiteboard of doom for good news, but I do have some. This 19, which if I'm honest, I was already feeling pretty good about to begin with, well, we can go ahead and get rid of that because it's gone up to 20. That's right, 20 straight days with no injuries. That's really good. We love. On the other side, come on, Luke Voy, we need you. Come back. Thanks. All right, but what about stuff that was fun in baseball this week? And it sure wasn't any Yankees games. How about the Dodgers and the Padres? I think that's got to be the best rivalry in baseball now. Division rivals, the Dodgers, best team in baseball on paper and defending World Series champs, and the Padres, who are young and hungry and vastly improved over the offseason. Those are the two teams that might have the two best records in all of baseball this year, and they're in the same division. This is delightful for us. It means they play a ton of games against each other, and those games, if last night was any indication, are going to be crazy. Last night went to extras. It was a 13-inning Dodgers victory. They blew it open in the top of the 13th to win, but my goodness was there drama before that. We had Fernando Tatis Jr., who had been out injured. First game back, homer to go ahead against Walker Buehler, a good pitcher. That was crazy. We had position players pitching. We had pitchers playing a position. So by the way, if we're going to do bingo, let's do it real quick. We got some baseball bingo. Yes, that's right, Joe Musgrove, who's giving us all kinds of bingos this year. He threw a no-hitter just last week, and then last night he played left field. It wasn't even that he came in to pitch and then played left field. He didn't pitch at all. He just played left field. I had to make a play out there too, so thank you, Joe Musgrove. You can check off pitcher playing a position on your bingo card. And literally breaking news right this very minute, this afternoon, Saturday, Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds has turned a triple play against the Cleveland team. This is a fun one. There were men on first and third, and Josh Naylor of Cleveland hit a smoking line drive, which Votto caught for the first out, tagged the guy who was scampering back to first for the second out, and then casually started to walk off the field and then chucked the ball to third because Eddie Rosario, who had been on third base, neglected to tag up and just broke for home. So by noticing that and throwing the ball to third base, they got the third out. So it was a double play and then a delay. Oh my god, it was actually a triple play! So you can check Team Turns triple play off of your bingo card as well. What a fun day for those. But to conclude on the Padres and Dodgers, that one's going to be fun to watch all year and possibly all playoffs too. There is so much energy, there is so much talent, and those are two teams that actually are playing up to their potential, and boy, it makes you want to stay up all night and watch baseball, and that is the magic of the sport. Back to our Yankees though, I thought this was a great post by Gary Sanchez. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, to me, this looks as though it could very well be in reference to the current situation for the Yankees, because, I mean, look at that. The photo of him is obviously just coming out of the dugout at Yankee Stadium, but to live is to suffer, but to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. Yeah, I feel like we're all suffering right now. The Yankees are suffering, and everyone who has to watch them play are suffering, and to find meaning. Well, I don't know if there's meaning, but I do know that that seems... I think it was actually a reference to DMX's unfortunate death recently, but I'm going to take it as just the vibe. This is the hashtag vibe right now. So he's going to come out. Aaron Judge today after the game said, you're going to fall down sometimes. What matters is how you get up after you've been punched. Well, we got some pretty big, strong dudes on our team. I feel like they could take a punch and punch back. Offense has to get going, pitching has to be better, and defense has to clean it the heck up. Come on, guys. They can do it. But yeah, Gary Sanchez with the really on-point mood piece for the week. I can't let you go without the haikus. There are two, one from yesterday, one from today. I'm really hoping not to slide down an existential despair pit of haiku, but at the moment, well, it is what it is. And here is what it is from Friday night. Are the Yankees good? Based on tonight's game, I'd say not so much right now. Maybe soon, but not right now. And then from today, Saturday's game. It seems like Tampa only plays well against us. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's been really rough going against Tampa lately, but you know what? As Paul O'Neill always likes to say, as long as you have a bat in your hand, you can change the narrative. So tomorrow, there'll be 9 more Yankees with bats in their hands, and maybe they'll actually use them as bats instead of just a thing they carry around to not hit with. Fingers crossed for that. We got a series finale against the Rays. Garrett Cole on tap. Let's hope he can just, maybe shut out the Rays. And if we can score even 1 run, we can win. Set the bar low and clear that. And then every day, get the bar higher and higher and start winning some games. So today's quote does come to us from the always brilliant Stephen Sondheim. This from Anyone Can Whistle, one of his slightly lesser known musicals. And the quote is, unpopular with the populace. I didn't even tell you about this. Friday night, fans were so mad at Yankee Stadium, they started throwing baseballs onto the field. Ooh, you don't see that every day. I mean, first of all, don't do that. That's not safe. You could hit a player in the head, and that could really hurt. Just not good baseball park behavior. However, you understand their frustration. Normally, you see a baseball thrown back when the opposing team hits a home run, but this was a bunch of Yankees fans just chucking whatever balls they had on them onto the field. They had to stop the game for a couple minutes. That is oof. The populace is not happy. The Yankees are unpopular with the populace, just like Cora was in Anyone Can Whistle. I mean, it's hard to blame everyone for feeling restless and annoyed about how the team is playing, but yeah, may avoid projectiles. Anyway, hopefully the Yankees can regain their popularity, retake the crown as kings of New York, or at least like a team that's not the worst team in the American League. Yeah, step by step we'll get there. So we'll see how they do tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll talk about it then. But until that time, as always, go Yanks.